So just to start off, this week's schedule yesterday, if you weren't a senior, you had the mock SAT. Um, then I put up the reading guide. I told you I had to go get my binder with all my stuff in it because I didn't want to reinvent any wheels. Discuss nature walks in the Simpsons calculations index. If we finish this stuff, then we'll start with notes. But we'll definitely finish them up DOL tomorrow. And then we're going to work on ecosystem services for the next couple days. I have them both on Thursday because this first one isn't very long. And so on. So I told you guys about the schedule, even though I apparently wasn't supposed to, because it was like a big thing to wait till Pearson told their teachers, which they didn't even tell their teachers till yesterday. That announcement going out. So yeah, that's kind of where we're heading today. I did change the weekly reading guide due dates to, I think, Sunday. That way, if you needed to, you could do them on the weekend, so it wasn't Friday. And I feel like that's it. I may be wrong, but I think that's it. Oh yeah, and then I only had 2 of you put in your sweatshirt orders last week. Borrow brothers, dads, grandpas, uncles, I don't know, cousins sweatshirt. If you need to know your size, it is men's or unisex. So keep that in mind. Oh, I did want to, hold on, I want to pull this up on a screen that you guys can't see, so I'm not like blasting somebody's test out there. I did want to make a couple comments on your test. I haven't put it in the grade book yet, but they are graded, so you can at least go back and look. Jesus, no, I did not. I'm going to write down. And if we did the extra credit yesterday for missing assignments, does that mean we have... I'm very lost on your question, KK. And Naija, I graded your test, your Unit 1 test, so you can see that you don't have like a 4.5 out of 25 anymore. I just haven't put it into Infinite Campus. And I did want to look up a couple that were commonly missed. So give me 1 second to do that. I forgot to do that. Where did it go? Oh, here it is.
Miss P.
Yeah, what's up?
I saw your feedback for the, what was it, the Simpson biodiversity calculations?
Yeah.
The 0-1, I was unable to fix that somehow. I'd put in like 0 or 1, and if I moved to the next box, it would still place in that dash and a 1 or a 0.
Okay, I think I know what happened. It's just
Miss Peterson?
finickiness of it. Yeah, what's up, KK?
So for the extra credit yesterday, it said for missing assignments. Does that mean that we don't have to do any missing assignments because that filled in the points for the missing assignments, or we still have to do them?
Extra credit. Oh, so extra credit for the mock SAT. I'm gonna throw in like some points on like a test. So like on the Unit 1 assessment, let's say you got 20 out of 25, I might throw on like 25 out of 25 points or something like that. That's what I meant by extra credit. Does that make sense? All right. So I just want to pull up at least somebody's test. Here's one. The multiple choice, did I have it set to show you answers? I don't even remember, to be honest.
No.
Oh, dang, okay.
What was the question?
If I had the test set to show you answers. At least for the multiple choice. I'll release that. back and change it. But as far as the written ones, like I said, I'm not going to blast out somebody's test in front of you guys, so I have one pulled up. I'm just not going to show it to you. But I did try and put, like, if it was a question that was A and B, I tried to put, like, part A, you got 0 out of 1 points, but part B, you got 1 out of 1 point or something like that. So that way you knew where you had gained or lost points. Some of the common things I will point out to you, if I say like the nitrogen cycle question with the horse, that it's worth it's worth 2 points. That's kind of a hint, and your AP exams will do this too. That means they're kind of looking for 2 things if it's 2 points. So keep that in mind. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's one fix that Javea is talking about. We can go through that too, because I'm going to pull up both of your guys' spreadsheets. But as far as the test goes, what was another really common one? Like the decomposers, why are they essential to Earth? It was worth 2 points. There should have been like 2 propositions. I guess that's probably a really bad word. But it's kind of 2 things I was looking for. And like I said, your AP test will kind of do that too. The one, where is it? One a lot of you guys struggled on, and I don't know if it's because you didn't know or because you were just trying to get through because it was timed or didn't pay attention. There was one question that said, identify 2 organisms that compete for a shared food resource. And then part B was describe how the resource partitioning could reduce competition between the 2 organisms you identified. Many people that lost points on that one lost points because they defined resource partitioning, not described how it worked. So again, it kind of goes back to those verbs that we need to make sure you understand for those questions. So I wanted to point out those couple of things. Oh, and the math one. This is my final one. The math one. There was one that said, explain why a relatively large forest can only support a small number of wolves. And then part B was calculate the amount of energy available to a tertiary consumer, like a wolf, in an ecosystem where 100,000 joules of energy are made by producers. Math is always going to be worth kind of double, because you're going to get a point for typically the right answer and a point for showing your process. I forget who it was, but somebody showed me, wrote out their entire process word by word, which was, I don't usually get, but I was able to tell that they got the wrong answer because they started with 10,000 instead of 100,000 from the producers. So that also helps me, kind of why I want to pull up Javea and Leland's spreadsheets so we can see some errors that popped up and how easy they are to fix, hopefully, right? Any questions on the test, the unit test? And like I said, I'll make a note below my note to email tech for Jesus and Leland.
Can you round my grade to 100%?
What's that?
Can you round my grade to 100%?
Can I round your grade? I have a meme for you. I'll share it later, or maybe I'll text it to you.
But that's not the answer I was looking for.
No, it's not. I wish people would round my scores to 100. Look, I had a KK. Dante. I mean, Leland, if you want me to shout out your score in front of everyone, I can tell you, or you can go back in and I'll release the answers afterwards. Okay. So I'll release those after class, probably during my 8th period, and let you guys see that. Other than Daryl's question of can I round everything or can I round his grade up to 100%? Is there anything else before we start talking about this week's work?
Can you round mine to a 99%?
No. No. I'm gonna change the due date, Dante, just because I wanted to be able to go over mistakes. Leland, now you started it. I am gonna change the due date to tomorrow, so just because I want to make sure a couple of these mistakes are fixed. I haven't heard about the donuts in a long time. All right. First thing I want to go over is your nature biodiversity walks. I wanted to pull up Javea's because Javea's is really good. And Leland, you had me laughing my butt off reading yours about your chihuahuas and how you named the backyard squirrel Carl after the kid in Walking Dead. But definitely need a few improvements on that.
Miss,
Yeah.
I was considering whether I should take a picture of myself and call it Homo sapiens.
At least it'd be easy to identify. So Javea did a really good job at doing her identification. So she identified like a common name, and then where she got it from, PlantNet and Wikipedia. She also gave me the full-blown. Remember, I think what I say, you only had to go to class. So it's missing. I have no idea what this is. But kingdom, phylum, order, class, family, species. So she only really had to get the couple and like one more in there, but she did more, so that's fine. And she did it for each one of her species. And I hope you stayed away from the red ants because that would suck.
They bite.
If they bite you. That is no fun. I had red ants attacking my dogs at one point in our backyard.
How?
I had a whole bunch, when I used to live off Galley, I had a whole bunch of like little sugar ants and like red ants, and the red ant colonies decided a great home was underneath the doghouse.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that was fun. My dogs did not appreciate them. The chihuahuas were funny. You did not lose 150 points, but I definitely would suggest going back and maybe fixing yours so they look a little bit more like Javea's. She found like even the scientific names, even the common ones. She even noted there's like grasshoppers there, Japanese barberries, pretty common. The winter and Virginia creepers are common. I think this one's native, the other one's invasive, stuff like that. So that is kind of like what it should look like, some sort of classification system, and then its name. So good job, Javea. Is there any questions on this? Leland, I think you need to do this part. So the kingdom, phylum, class, order, family part.
I see what I did now. I put them in there. I just didn't. What do you call it? Name them.
Okay.
Like per se, kingdom and whatever. I didn't put the part.
Right. Yeah. So I think that was the main thing you had to fix. But this is a really good example. So I appreciate that and letting me show it off. Any questions on this? I don't know if you guys read announcements. I guess maybe not. Is that if you wanted to get like, I don't know if this is where it came in, an extra credit point or something on it, is to like get a picture of yourself identifying, so I could submit it to your book because they're like dying for pictures. And it's not like I can take any in class of you guys, which I had planned to do this week, but I even had some set up ready to go. That obviously didn't happen. All right. All right, now everyone's favorite. Hold on, I gotta figure out whose is whose. Oh, mine's the highlighted one.
Who's this?
Either yours or Javea's.
It's yours. It says Peterson Shauna up in the corner.
No, that's because I'm the one opening it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you guys remember when we're working with the Simpsons Diversity Index, what our final answer, what is it supposed to come out as? Like, give me a range.
1 through 100.
No, not 1 to 100.
Well, you said range. Like, what do you mean by that?
So, when we're talking about the Simpsons Diversity Index, they have one number set as not diverse at all, and
Right.
one number set as extremely diverse or infinitely diverse. What are
Right.
those two numbers?
I think it's, if I'm correct, I think it's like,
And I'll zoom in on this in a second.
10 and another one. I'm gonna pull up my notes real quick. No, I can't find it.
Read this okay? On my screen, is it blown up enough?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the one that we did together. My final answer is roughly 0.65 around. Not to 100 down.
I
Okay?
recognize this. Mine.
What does 0.65 even mean? Do you guys remember?
No.
See, Daryl, this is why I can't round your grade up to 100. But, so our scales go from 0 to 1. 0 is not diverse. 1 is infinitely diverse. You rarely ever get 1 unless it's maybe a computer scenario.
So is that what all these numbers on the far right is?
Yep.
The
So
0 dot, all those behind it?
Yep. So all of these should be between 0 and 1. So what's wrong with these two numbers right here?
I think this is mine. I think I might have put the -1 in the wrong place.
Well, I'm not worried about what's back here. We'll talk about that in a second. So yes, Nyjah, some of them are going to be different because you guys, especially on halfway blurry, low res photos, you're not going to be able to count them very well. And I can pull up the one that I did to kind of give myself, because I made sure I did this before, so I could appropriately guide you guys. I will tell you this, Leland, right off the bat, there shouldn't be any ranges in here unless you meant 15 and 10. These should just be full-on numbers like what you've got up in here. Your number 2 looks a lot better than number 3.
Yeah, because I noticed that I just couldn't seem for, what was it, F and 22?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I couldn't figure out how to put one number in there and take out the dash.
Okay, so this is what I think Javea was referring to. It's trying to
Yeah.
date in there. So when you right click on it, format cell, and you can just hit general or you can hit number and it'll do like decimal places. And unfortunately, you'll just have to number.
Okay, that makes sense. So I was wondering why that was weird.
Yeah, reformat. That's really weird. So that, I'm going to assume, is what happened right here. Is the same thing.
Yep.
It's trying to do it all.
Most likely, yes.
Okay. So, yeah, so that's at least an easy fix. You'll just have to go back and do that. Thank you. All right. And then, let's see. I'm going to show you, I'm going to pull Javea's in a second because you guys made the exact same mistake in the exact same spot. but just know that this has to be between 0 and 1, so it has to be a decimal. All right, let me pull up Javea's and zoom in a little bit. All right. I'll go through that in just 1 second. I'm going to point that out on Javea's too. So just to kind of start back from the beginning, N is the number of that species added up over the 8 samples. So there's 8 pictures that we counted up. So there was 18 alive barnacles, I think is the first one. Yeah, 18 alive barnacles. And dead barnacles and limpets and so on down the line. The next column was that -1 because our formula, I'm going to correct Javea's right here, it's missing a division sign, which I think is what some of them.
Ah, now I see what I did wrong. I think I did multiplication or subtraction instead of division.
Yep, and so did Javea. She did multiplication instead of division.
In reality, for mine, I think I did -1 instead. Oops. I'll go back and fix that.
All right. This is why I wanted to add another day for you guys to go back and fix it, because I knew there was going to be these errors, and I wanted to make sure you actually had time to fix it before turning it in. Okay. So this is whatever this is -1. We know 18 minus 1 is 17. And this is these two multiplied together. So 18 times 17 is 306. I will say, don't ask me to tell you why it is set up this way. Some guy got probably a lot of money to come up with this diversity index, not me. So I just know the formula. I don't question the quadratic equation. I just work with it. All right. So this was the first part. So our full equation, if you remember, is the sum of little n times n minus 1. And so you had to add all of them up. So that's what my E is sum of all of it, because I don't know the sum thing in Excel. Right. So this is all correct right in here. This one is adding up all the big ones, or each of the species all together. There was 445 identified species in here, no matter what species they were.
Wow.
All right, so that is big N. So big N times big N minus 1, which we calculated right here. 445 minus, or times this number right here gives us this one. So I've already checked. The only thing is there was a 1 minus in here that didn't need. This is, I forget who it was. It might have been Daryl. It was like, I could just do all this in my calculator. Yes, but I don't like it for 2 reasons. One, somebody always forgets a parenthesis, because you'd have to have like 7 sets of parentheses going on in here, if not more. And 2, the way it's set up this way is so if you make a mistake, like I was able to make the -1 right here, it still recalculates everything for you. And so I can go through each step and figure out where I went wrong. So we already talked about where this one went wrong. It should be division. And is it in the right order? Little n. Ooh. What is it? M10 divided by, did I fix that one? And, oh, there we go. There's the issue. It should be O10. So we want it to be divided by the multiplied part right down here. Okay, and then it's a negative, so I know something's wrong. The only thing wrong with this is it's 1 minus.
Yep, that's what I did on that one. I did -1 on that one instead of 1 minus.
So your table, Naija, are you talking about your tables of the samples? If it's not the exact same, but you've still got the same process, that's fine. And I'll show you mine in just a second. That by all means is not necessarily 100% correct because I was working off the same photos that you guys were. You know, it's just going to be what it is. What was the other one? Oh yeah, here's the other one, Javea, that I was telling you about. You added a cell. So you multiplied what you made that mistake up here, but then you also added in another cell. And especially with order of operations on that one, it's gonna get a bit crazy. So I think all of those look okay. This one. Okay, so this one has the same mistake. You need the capital N times the capital N minus 1. So times, oh, I just did this. Times that one. Which generously helps calculate some of these. And again, I'm just putting this in there as a reminder. It's division, not multiplication, and not addition. So we need that one minus, or not times that one. So simple fixes, just like needing to put the 1 on the other side. There you go. So we know that location 2 is a tad bit more diverse than location 3. And just for reference, I'll show you guys what I at least have for the diversity numbers so you can get at least a ballpark of where you should be close. These are totally acceptable answers. There's nothing crazy out of whack like 7,732 barnacles or something in one, like forgot to hit tab or something. So this is your final answer that you're looking for. And Dante, it's 1 minus this number right here. So that's our final part of the equation. I'm gonna put So, like I said, some like really easy, simple mistakes. You can't fix the last part. The very last. This one? Let's see, 573. This should be -1 minus 1. Not that that matters, but 22 to n27. That's correct. So n times big N. Why it did that? Weird. So it doesn't below. It just must be the format or whatever of the cell.
Miss B?
Yeah.
What's the difference between the lowercase n and the uppercase n?
So the lowercase n, we're looking at individual species. So this first one, there is 7 of that specific species. Okay, the big N is the number of all the different species combined. So in this one location, only 7 alive barnacles, but 573 individual species in general.
Okay. So when they say like a new species discovered every year or every day or whatever, they use this?
No, this is for diversity calculations.
Oh, okay.
We talk species, we talk like Homo sapiens or the common dog. What is it? The stuff that like was on Javea's nature walk that we looked at. Those are individual species. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then, yep, fix. Oh my gosh. So yeah, you'll just have to go through and reformat, and it should do it. That's so weird that it changed it up. Maybe because I downloaded it from Canvas or something. So you'll just have to go back and reformat yourselves, and then it'll do. I would just do number or general and see what works. Probably number. I don't know. That was really weird. Keeps trying to go to text, and I have no idea why. It keeps defaulting to that. So maybe you'll just have to run them underneath or something like that. Super weird. Okay. I'll show you guys mine so you can at least have a quick look. Oh, dang. Oh wait, no, that's not mine. Just kidding. So again, we're gonna have different numbers in these just based on how we each individually count. But this should be your lowest. These two should be pretty close. And if you went back and actually looked at the pictures of the overall entire location, that would probably make some sense. There's some more diverse topography in the last one, probably leading to some more diverse species or amounts of species. I do believe it was also a slightly more, I think it was a more wet environment. I think it comes in a lot more in that area, if I remember correctly. All right. So yes, divide and do not multiply. Subtract your answer from 1, not your answer minus 1. Makes a big difference. Were there any other questions on this? Do you guys feel a little bit more comfortable on it?
Yeah.
No?
No, I said yeah.
Oh, okay.
Also, will we have to be doing these more throughout the year?
No. All right. So, like Leland asked, are we going to be doing these more throughout the year? In the questions. Hold on, I'll get to that. I'm not going to have you guys calculating beyond, or maybe like I might give you these numbers or something on a quiz and you would have to calculate. But one is I'll give you the formula. I won't make it this intense again. And you have to at least be able to understand if I have a 0.3, it's not a very diverse community. If I have a 0.8, it is a very diverse community. If it's a 0.5, it's somewhere in the middle. So I would need you guys to know the meaning of these numbers more than the fact that you'll ever do this again. Okay.
The smaller the number, the more diverse it is.
The other way around. The closer to 1 is more diverse.
Well, yeah.
Would be least.
I can't hear you.
So 0 would be your least or no diversity, 1 would be your most or infinite diversity, and then in between 0 and 1.
Okay.
And
That's
then,
what I meant, but thank you.
okay. So you'll just have to recalculate.
Whoa, what's that?
So the second page has like some questions about your data. This is also why I was extending it, because I want to make sure everyone had good data before answering everything. So Javea, you'll just have to recalculate that, because again, that number should be between 0 and 1.
When did you add this part on there?
It's been there the whole time, Leland. See? There's yours.
I scrolled all the way down. Didn't see that one.
It's on a different tab. It's not scrolling. Data,
Oh.
questions. All right. Any more questions on this? Like I said, I'm going to extend it, I think, through tomorrow, so you guys don't have to worry about it. All right. I'm going to take your silence as you're good. So, I mean, we only have, 6 minutes left of class. So if you guys would like that 6 minutes to work on this, rather than start notes, I'll let you guys do that. That way at least you have me here for 6 minutes if you need the help. Does that work? Or answer questions?
Yeah.
Like the ones on this tab?
Yeah.
Technically, KK, my office hours are, what are they? They are second or sixth period, I forget, for the rest of this week. And then that changes when we get our new schedule and we come back from break. But second or sixth period, I'm usually free. Or even advisory.
Miss, do we still have in person this week?
Nope. So we are e-learning for the rest of the semester. Unfortunately. This is the last week we're on like an 8 classes, 8-day schedule. And then after Thanksgiving is when we move to the block schedule in the afternoon office hours. KK, as long as you just text me on one of the Teams rooms, whether it's the office hours or this, I'll just jump on. Doesn't matter. You're welcome. All right, nobody's dying with all this crazy math, right? All right, so I'll give you these last few minutes to work, ask me questions. Definitely run through a couple errors here, like the formatting. That has never happened before.
So I'm fixing the whatchamacallits here, the 1 through 16 things. It put them into decimals. I got 6.0, 15.0, 47.0, 13.0, 190.0, and 20.0.
So if you don't want the decimals, you can adjust that here.
Okay.
If it's 0.0, I mean, I don't care. It still calculates the same.
Okay. Thank
Can you? I don't know which sample 4 you're looking at, KK. Okay, so it's up there. And again, your numbers and my numbers might vary a little bit.
Miss P.
Yeah.
On the spreadsheet, P for the first one was correct. So the format for D equals, or no, P, what is this, P19? The format for that's multiplication or division?
Division.
Okay. That changed the number from D equals 1 minus answer. It gave me 0.791610825.
That's fine. You said your numbers and mine are going to be a little bit different.
Okay. So I'm doing this correctly so far?
Yep. Sounds
Okay.
right. All right, so yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Class is technically over. So you guys can head out for the day. Email me, message me, text me if you've got any questions. And then I'll see you tomorrow with some notes. So you get to listen to me talk a whole lot. All right, and Leland, you guys can resubmit.
What?
I was gonna say you guys can resubmit your. Well, you got to answer the questions anyway.
Yeah, I'll resubmit it.
Okay.
Bye, Miss.
Bye. See you.
Buddy. See you tomorrow.
All right. Bye, Naija. Yes, Jesus, I did. I'll work on that today. Bye, KK. Bye, Jesus. Bye, nerd.